Hey, welcome back, comic fans. Mr. Q Comics back with another haul video. Today, I've got a fantastic stack of books. It's pretty much all key issues that I picked up about 2 weeks ago. These are books I grabbed from one of my favorite dealers. If you've watched my videos before, you've seen hauls I've had with this guy at local collectible shows. I've been kind of trying to connect with him all of 2022, but just for multiple reasons, we haven't been able to connect. He recently purchased a new home and moved quite a ways away and hasn't been able to do any shows for a multitude of reasons. So he finally got partially set up in his new house. I've got a good enough relationship with this guy that he lets me come up to his home and go through his inventory there. Stuff they've priced out anyways. He's got hundreds of thousands of books. So they're set up, and it looks like they're going to be selling books basically out of their house. They're trying to set up their basement area for kind of like invite-only type of shopping. So luckily we keep in touch, and he invited me up, so I was finally able to connect with this guy. I had sent him a list of things I was looking for because I knew he had got some new Marvel stuff in. So probably took me about an hour, 45 minutes to get up to him, but it was well worth the trip. So before I dive into it here, if you're a fan of comic hauls, please do me a favor, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave me some comments, let me know what you think about these books. So again, if you've watched my hauls before, I get fantastic deals from this dealer. Anyone who buys from him gets fantastic deals. He prices stuff really out of the guide, so a lot of the filler stuff is probably right on par, maybe a little overpriced, but some of the key books are oftentimes really just great pickups. So I'm going to start with some of the less expensive books. I'm just going to give you the grand total at the end because it's always a little this finagling and wheeling and dealing, so it's always kind of like a lump sum thing with him. So I will just start showing off the books. This is probably the cheapest book I picked up, Submariner number 54. It is actually a Mark Jewelers variant. You can see it's got a horrible spine roll. Minor key, I guess. First appearance of Lorvex, which I don't know who that is. Maybe it's that octopus-looking guy on the cover. I don't know. Let me know if you know who the heck that is. But I really grabbed it because I knew it was a minor key in the little star there in the 20-cent price box. And the Mark Jewelers insert was still in there. So I've shown this off many times. Spectacular Spider-Man 101. Just a fantastic John Byrne cover. I've got one in my personal collection, and this is a really sharp copy. This one is, I think it's near mint range, so very happy to pick this up. I've got this book from this guy many times for just a few dollars, and this one easily in good shape commands $25, $30 on eBay, so always looking for this book. It is a phenomenal cover, so happy to upgrade my copy on that. Sticking with the Spidey, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 110. You members of the Gibbon gang know who this is or what this is. First appearance and origin of the Gibbon. I don't know if this is better than my copy, but it was cheap, so I picked it up. It's probably around a 5. So he had a lot of Spidey stuff that I had in my hands. I ended up, as I always do, I grab a ton of stuff, and then when I start adding up my total, I have to kind of trim the fat a bit and kind of hone in on what I really want to focus on. All right, Amazing Spider-Man 127. This one was also priced really affordably, and I did not have this mid-grade range. So, man, these 20-cent ones, these 20-cent Spideys have definitely shot up, like everything has. But I can't even fill out the runs without paying. Most shops want $40, $50 for any of these, even the non-keys if they're in decent shape, which I just won't pay for run fillers. So happy to find this. This one was really affordable. I think he had it marked less than $15. So that was a good deal for me. A little bit of Golden Age, surprisingly. Oftentimes the Golden Age stuff he has is mostly Dell and Gold Key and that type of stuff. But I saw this and immediately saw the LB Cole signature. Very cool cover. Really rough condition. Foremost Boys Comics 39. This was cheap. Again, it's got a bad tear, but I just grabbed it because it's a cool LB Cole cover. Not typically a Western fan, but it was cheap, so happy to pick that up. That one is from 1950, so from Star Publications. So that'll go in the Golden Age collection. This one, a little disappointed I grabbed this. He had a ton of these. It's The Killing Joke. I grabbed it because it's a newsstand. It looked like it was in solid shape, and usually he undergrades on his label, but this is the 6 printing. And I really wasn't sure which ones of these actually command the highest amount. I've got a really sharp copy, I think, of the second printing that I have in my personal collection, but I just snagged this one because it was a newsstand. But when I got it home, it's a little scuffed up on the back, so I think I kind of overpaid on it. But oh well, always a great book. Fantastic, iconic bowling cover as well. So, but God, I don't even know. I think it's like 9 printings, and the last one is the real expensive one. I believe. I could be wrong there. Did not get a ton of DC stuff, so we got a few Batman books that were affordable. We've got Detective number 524. This one's got some bad color rub on the spine, and I do get a little mixed up and see some mixed messages on the keys here, but I wrote it down as the first full Killer Croc. I think that's what the CGC label says. I can't remember what it is on Key Collector, so... but I also picked up 525. Both were really affordable. Newsstand as well. This one's the first full Jason Todd. So I think in 524, he's just the Killer Croc is in cameo, maybe. I don't really know, but they were affordable. Good keys to pick up. And this is a fantastic, fantastic cover. We got 474. This is the first modern Deadshot. I think I have a copy of this as well, but it is a phenomenal cover. So I think that is it for the DC books. Like I said, he didn't have much. He had basically got 10 new boxes of stuff in, and he had been holding them aside for me to go through. So I got kind of first crack at it. So always good to develop those relationships and always pay in cash. That is super helpful. So, all right, on to the Marvel stuff. We've got Spider-Woman number 1, not in the best shape, but it was cheap. This is probably a VG fine. It's, you know, her first, the new costume and origin of Jessica Drew. This one, like everything, has shot up. I know. Boy, I'm going to screw it up. I can't remember if it's a Madam Web movie. We've heard spec with Madam Web for so long, and I can't remember if a Spider-Woman's supposed to show up, or all of them, or who the heck knows. But I don't even know how many Spider-Women there are. I think there's like 5 if you count Spider-Gwen and all of that, and Silk, and really tough to keep up with. So, all right. We also got Thor King Size Annual number 6. I believe this is the first cover and origin of Korvac, I think. Pretty decent shape on this one. I think I grabbed another copy of this recently as well. This one's probably a solid VF range. Obviously, cosmic characters, stuff going crazy with cosmic characters, so definitely a worthwhile pickup on that. Another book that was crazy hot for WandaVision, still pretty pricey, surprisingly, and he had this one like at $10. It's in rough shape, but Fantastic Four, $94. It's probably in the good, very good range. First appearance of Agatha Harkness. This one stayed up because I guess they're doing a spin-off show of just Agatha, I think. I can't recall, but I still do occasionally find these cheap, so another good pickup there. This one, a little rough. It's got some chew marks on the bottom edge there. You can see that. Some rodent chew marks, I believe. Astonishing Tales, number 25. First appearance at Deathlock and the first George Perez artwork at Marvel. Very cool cover. I don't think he did. I think he's just on the interiors. I think that's a Buckler cover. Yeah, it is. Buckler. Awesome cover. All right, I am obviously a big Spidey fan. If you've watched my videos before, couldn't leave this behind. I have multiple copies, but this one was really sharp. We got Amazing Spider-Man $2.99, the direct copy. Cameo of Venom, and it's just really sharp. I've got a graded copy that's signed, but I like to, on some of these Spidey books, I kind of like having the raw copies as well. So this was a really sharp copy, so happy to grab that. And then one more book that is not Avengers, and then pretty much half of this haul is all Avengers key issues. So before we get to that, another copy I grabbed from him of Secret Wars number 8. Probably VF range, but I've picked up like 4 or 5 in the past 6 months from this guy. He always prices them really reasonably, so I just grab these every time I find them. When they're affordable. It's just such a fantastic cover. One of my favorite Zet covers. Love it. You got the orange background. There's been tons of cover homages to it. It's just phenomenal. Can't get enough of these. All right, now, like I said, I got a ton of Avengers keys, which is basically the bulk of the list I think I sent him. So we'll start in kind of the higher numbers and work our way back. We've got 246, which I think is the first appearance of Maria Rambeau. I don't know, more spec tied to the Doctor Strange trailer. I think people possibly a variant. She's the one the clip from the trailer that everyone says is superior Iron Man. Some people speculate could actually be a variant of Captain Marvel, I think, where it's really Maria Rambeau. I mean, who knows? It was cheap, so for what I paid, it was worth the gamble. Another copy of this, still on the cheap, a newsstand copy, 232. Star Fox joins the Avengers. This one's probably VF near mint, lower near mint range, but it was only a few bucks, so I don't know what it's going for now. It's cooled off a bit, like all of these things typically do. Initially explode and then taper off, and I'm sure it'll pop again, so I still find that in dollar bins and just in regular back issue bins, so... We got 187, which this one's really sharp, I think. This one's a solid, 992 maybe. Origin of the Darkhold. Again, these books continue to stay, not as hot as they were during WandaVision, but definitely still on people's radar. We got 186. I'm going to butcher his name. This is the first appearance of Chthon, I think. Someone will correct me. I have no idea. Chthon, not sure. But nice pickup. This one, we got 162. First appearance of Jocasta, which is basically like the female Ultron, his companion. So a little robot love going on here, I guess. We've got 144, first appearance of Patsy Walker as the Hellcat. I tried figuring this out. I can't... I guess Patsy Walker finds the costume for the cat, and that's what she takes on. I was trying to figure out the connection between the cat, Hellcat, and Tigra, and someone let me know in the comments. I think the cat... It's a separate character. I don't know if she becomes Tigra. I can't remember. So someone let me know in the comments. But this was another one I've been picking up when I find it. Relatively affordable key book from the Bronze Age. I think I showed this off a couple hauls ago. But again, another cheap copy. I keep finding these. This has cooled off a lot. Avengers 129, just a cool can cover. This one went through the roof with Loki. When he popped up, I think this thing was going like 50, 60 bucks for raw copies. I don't think it's a key at all, but it is a cool cover. Early Bronze Age, or a nice Bronze Age Avengers book. This one I did not have. I'd probably pass this up a couple of times. Was never really a big book, but you can say that about a lot of things. Avengers number 83. So this is the first appearance of the Valkyrie, but it's not really the Valkyrie. I think it's just Enchantress in disguise, but... Still commands a pretty good chunk of change. And what did I have in the condition? I must have not wrote this one down, but it's probably in the VG range here. And I'm just kind of plowing through these because it's a big stack. I don't want to have a half-hour video. We got Avengers 62, a real beat-up copy, really rough, probably in the good range. First appearance of M'Baku, obviously with Black Panther 2. There's been a lot of heat on these books with M'Baku, and the books with Shuri as well. So I think they're both involved in the project, and I think they will both at some point wear the mantle in the movie. I'm not sure who's going to end up with it at the end, but we shall see. These books continue to remain hot, so if I find them cheap, I am definitely grabbing them. We've got a pretty solid copy of 55, the first full appearance of Ultron. Great cover. This looks like a Buscema cover to me. It's one of those covers that's got all the heroes battling it out on the white background, which I always love. So a book that has cooled off a lot, but again, this was dirt cheap. It's rough. Avengers 43, first appearance of the Red Guardian. One of those books that was hot, and then the movie happens and gets delayed and finally comes out, and the book is probably ice cold. So I don't know what this goes for anymore, but pretty cheap. compared to other keys. All right, getting down there. Definitely into the better Avengers books now. I had a super low-grade copy that I just got rid of. But this is closer to the VG range. We've got issue 19, first appearance of the Swordsman. Again, pops up in Hawkeye, you know, not really as the Swordsman, so I feel like that character is going to surface again. So definitely worthwhile picking up, in my opinion, and it's definitely cooled off a lot from whatever I think it was the first episode of Hawkeye I think he was in, and the book went, definitely took off, but definitely cooled off. So to me, definitely a good time to buy a lot of those first appearances when they've shown up in the show, nothing happens with them, the book cools off, but the character's still around. So, all right, another low number here. This one I did not have in my run. I'm not collecting a whole Avengers run, but I like to get the early issues of the Marvel Silver Age stuff, and this is a fantastic cover, issue number 12. I think this is the one that's also got a fan letter from George R.R. Martin in the back. So it's got a couple of tears, which kind of stinks because it looks really nice, but it's got a crease there, and the tears are what really stand out. But still, all this stuff was just so affordable. I couldn't leave it behind, even the stuff that was in the low grade. I've checked all of this, and all of them are complete, except for one of the ones I'm going to show that it's a little disappointed, but you can't win them all. 47, we've got, again, this one is really beats a good range. First appearance of Dane Whitman. I feel like the Black Knight stuff has still continued to stay pretty expensive. I still have not gotten around to watching The Eternals. People crapped all over that movie, and I just keep delaying it. I watch all the Marvel stuff with my teenage daughter, and we just have been putting off watching The Eternals. But it is on the list of stuff to watch, but we're still trying to finish up Moon Knight here. So one of these days, I will get around to watching it. And speaking of which, he, of course, had 48 as well, which is in better shape. Still commands a good chunk of change. This one, pretty decent shape. This one closer to VG range. One of the more expensive books out of everything I picked up, but good book there. Down to the last two Avengers books. Here is the one. It's a good price. Avengers number 10, but I think the centerfold's there. I think a single page is pulled out, I believe. I didn't write it down. I just know it's incomplete. I can't remember. I think it's just like a single page torn out. So a little disappointing, but again, I can't complain overall for what I got all of this stuff for. So first appearance of Immortus, again, another version of Kang. So very happy to get it. I think I've got 2 or 3 of those now. And the final book, I had basically gone up with that stack of what I showed you. He had Slabs in his other room that had just come in. I had to cut my eye on a couple of books. And while we were talking, he mentioned that he had got a stack of books back from CBCS that they didn't grade. I think they mistakenly checked off the box like a pre-screen type of thing, and they just sent them back as non-graded. He spent a while complaining about CBCS, but he let me look through the books that came back as ungraded. And there were some things that I was interested in, but there was one book in particular, and I had to get off the Slabs that I really wanted because I was spending a good chunk of change, though I kind of left them behind. And instead, I was able to throw this in. Avengers number 8, first appearance of Kang. This book is crazy expensive now. Definitely happy that we had that conversation about his CBCS issues, and he brought this up. And he was willing to let it go raw and not bother with dealing with sending it out again. It's really low grade. You can see the rust migration and the staples. It definitely could probably benefit from a press, but it's in rough shape. It's a good, good range, probably a 2.25, something like that. But all of those books right there, I was able to get out the door for $700 cash, which I thought was a phenomenal deal. Cash always helps, so I always recommend bringing cash. So that was it for the stack, but I ended up connecting with him just a couple of days later because it was eating away at me that I didn't pick up the 2 Slabs I really wanted because he had them priced just super affordable. So, I spent $700. It's a big chunk of change, but it was eating away at me. So he just happened to be coming back down into the area. So we connected, And I picked up the 2 slabs that I also wanted, and he uses CBCS. So that was kind of a, I prefer CGC just for the resale value, but I also know he does not press his books. So these are both don't look like they would really benefit too well. A little bit, maybe slight bumps, but he had a couple of Star Wars books he had literally just gotten back, and I have them both, but couldn't pass them up at the price. We got Star Wars #1. I have to adjust my camera so you can see it in a 9.0. I mean, these just came back. I do like the CBCS slabs. They're a little thinner. They feel really sturdy, but a little thinner than the CGC. Sorry, let me move the camera back a little bit. So it's Star Wars 1 in a 9.0, and right next to it, my favorite character all time, as with many, he had a copy of 42. And I got both of these together for $400 cash. So again, just a phenomenal deal. I've got multiple copies of Star Wars 1, but I was happy to add that. It's good. It's got a nice wrap, and I thought maybe there's the potential I can submit both of these to CGC and get into a 9.2, maybe on a good day a 9.4, which would be phenomenal. So that is it for the haul, guys. Super happy to get all those books. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please, again, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and leave me some comments. Talk to you soon.